Well, a very good morning. Live from my local airport. Welcome to the stream. I do apologise, the stream's running a little bit late. The weather isn't so great at Newcastle today. The drizzle is like the rain that blows in your face and it like just sticks on you. So I had to set up all of the rain equipment. I set up like all of the covers, and then there was a bit of traffic coming in as well. So I do apologise about the stream running late, but hopefully this horrible drizzle does leave Newcastle eventually, because it's the weather's not actually, it's about, you can probably see the air, sorry about that, you can probably see the airfield, like the it's not very clear, the visibility. If we turn over here as well, you can probably just see yeah, there's the tower, and they've obviously got the runway lights on as well, just there. So I'll zoom out in on the if you can hear like some sort of paper or wrappers, it's just the cover on the cam, it's just the cover on the equipment. So bear with us on that, because hopefully the weather does stop, and then I'll be able to obviously take the covers off, and then there'll not be any much of that noise. It's also quite hard to view the screen due to the covers, because obviously the rain is sitting on it, so I can't exactly see clear. But so do bear with us. Like I say, hopefully the weather does pass, because I'm not a big fan of it. But I think we've got this Lufthansa going out soon, along with the Ryanair aircraft as well, and we should have a Loganair inbound as well, which would be quite fun. If there is any issues or anything like that, do just post in the chat, just so I know, and then I can obviously have a look into it and see what's happening. But we've got Emirates due in at about 11 o'clock as well, so that should be fine. Nice and early, a little bit early anyways. Thanks to everyone who's tuned into the stream. I really do appreciate it. Do hang around for the next arrivals, and also the aircraft leaving. This Ryanair should be leaving pretty soon actually. I mean, this drizzle wasn't even on the forecast for this morning, hence why I scheduled it for the time I did. But I think everybody knows by now that the forecasts aren't exactly reliable, so that's that. And for those who are asking about the location, I do believe it is private land, but I'm not actually sure about the rules myself. I mean, I just come here to do, like, obviously my streams and a bit of plane spotting to also take photos. So I'm not actually entirely sure. I mean, if you're I think you are allowed to stand here, because I have spoke to the airport about it before, and obviously the police and stuff, and they've said that they haven't got an issue, you know, like with people streaming around the area and that. So I do think it's okay. But in regards to the land, I'm really not sure. That's something you'd have to probably post around and ask. As you can see, we have got a Ryanair aircraft just sat there. I believe he's going back off to Spain, Barcelona, because that's where it landed from. So I'm assuming it's going to be going back to Barcelona. And I do apologise, I did miss a few aircraft, but like I say, I was trying to set up all the equipment in, and obviously trying to get all the rain stuff up and trying to get all the rain, like all the protection on the equipment. And it took longer than I thought, as well as the traffic coming as well. But I do plan to stream for quite a while today, so do hang around for those for all the traffic. And let's hope the weather eases so I can take off this cover so I can actually see what I'm actually filming. Because I haven't actually bought a like another sort of monitor so I can see what I'm streaming. I've been meaning to buy one so I can attach it onto the tripod, and then I can obviously see what I'm streaming instead of having to look at the screen on the actual camera. And for those who are new to the stream, welcome to the channel. Please do give the stream a like if you are enjoying what you're seeing, even though it's not really much action at the moment, but there will be action very soon. So thanks for your patience and hanging around. So I think the rain, well the drizzle, is finally lifting and moving on from the airport. Because I can start it, well I can say it's starting to ease. So once it is fully eased, I will remove this cover of the camcorder. So obviously I can actually see what I'm doing, and then that way I haven't got to try and look through the this rain this rain protection thing on it. But I'll give it a few minutes just in case it does start again, and then if it doesn't, then I'll obviously take off the covers. So if there's a little bit of noise in a second, like scrunching, it's just me taking off everything on the equipment. Thanks to everyone who's joined the stream. We should have Ryanair going out soon, and Lufthansa going out soon, and we'll have Loganair inbound at 10:40, and we've also got Emirates inbound at 11 o'clock, and then obviously we've got some other aircraft in between those times, like Air France. I think there's some other airlines as well, but I'll have to have a look on Flight Radar again, and then obviously I'll post it in the chat or mention it on the stream. They've still got the runway lights on because the visibility around the airfield itself isn't too great when you're obviously approaching the flight path on air finals on the ILS. So I think the drizzle's starting again. Do apologise about that, guys. But the sky is starting to break up, so hopefully that's a good sign of the sun coming out. But we'll have to just wait and see for that. Right, so we have got Loganair approaching the flight path now on finals. So I'll focus in on him once he gets closer. And we've also got Air France inbound. So we have got a nice amount of inbounds actually inbound. We've got about 6 or more inbounds in the next half an hour, which is quite nice. And we've also got an inbound actually on finals right now. So that's again quite nice. Nice amount of traffic there inbound in the next half an hour. So I think the rain has, well, the drizzle has actually stopped. I'll give it a minute just in case it starts again, and if it doesn't, I shall remove all of everything off the equipment so that it's not obstructing my view for all of the inbounds that are inbound. I mean, I can always just put it back on if it does start to, you know, rain again or drizzle. I prefer it if it didn't. Right, I'm going to take the cover off, so just bear with the sound for just a second. Right, sorry about that, I've just taken off the rain mac sort of thing for the camcorder there. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in at the moment. I really appreciate everyone who's watching. And I'll zoom in a bit more when he's a bit closer actually, so it's not focusing. I do have a few of that covers on the cables and stuff, which I'll also remove if well, I can't really remove that cable because it's all plugged in, isn't it? Well, I could just put it on the introduction screen and then quickly switch. So this is Loganair. Nice little bit of spray there. Oh, I think it's starting to drizzle again, man. I hate the weather. You'll park right over on the far side there. There's the Lufthansa. And we're going to go past the Ryanair as well. And Loganair's going to park right on the end. Hello Paul, morning mate, how you doing? You alright? The weather's not so great in Newcastle this morning, unfortunately. I'm still kind of waiting for this drizzle to just move on, which it looks like it is doing actually. Just excuse this noise, I'm just rubbing the rather than the outside of the camcorder there. Yeah, the weather's not so great. But I do plan to stream for a few hours, so I'm hoping by the time Emirates is inbounded, this horrible drizzle just absolutely moves on, because I hate it. Thanks everyone who's on the stream watching. Do give the stream a like if you are enjoying the stream so far, even though there's only really been Loganair and this obviously Lufthansa that we're just focusing in on, which will be going out pretty soon. And then obviously we've got Ryanair going out soon as well. When the sky does finally break out, I will probably just quickly change the stream onto the starting soon, the starting soon intro, just while I quickly take off all the covers on the cables, just because they're hard to move with the rain mark on the cables. So I can actually hear some engines, but I'm not entirely sure where the engines are actually coming from, to be honest. Nice to see all of the aircraft out of the airport today, because when I did the stream recently, there was some aircraft parked up at the on the stands over there. So, and obviously had the engines all hidden on the If anyone does know the next inbound, do please post it in the chat. I do think it's going to be, I think it's Air France at 10:55, and then it's Emirates at about 11:05, and then I think British Airways also landed around 11:10. So I have got a nice amount of inbounds due in, and then obviously as I've already just mentioned there, but I'll say it again for those who have just joined, we've got the Ryanair aircraft going back out of Spain, and then we'll also have the Lufthansa going back out as well, so do hang around for those. And you never know, hopefully during the gaps might get some sort of surprise like we did on the last stream with the RAF landing at Newcastle in the Atlas. That was pretty nice to see for those who were joined on that stream. It looks like everybody's boarded the Lufthansa aircraft, as there's not many more people boarding. And I think they're starting up the well, I can hear some sort of noise around the aircraft, but obviously the door's open, so I do like the doors on those aircrafts. I love it when the doors open and close themselves. I like it on the Ryanair aircraft as well, on the Boeings, where a few of them have the stairs that come out by themselves automatically at the front of the aircraft. I do quite like that on the 800s. I was planning on going away sometime next week and doing a stream at another airport in the UK, but I'm not entirely sure about that one now, just because of the way the weather has been going. But it might still happen. who knows. Of course, if I do plan to go to a different airport sometime next week, I shall put a post out on the channel so everyone can see it. And Flybe, I heard this morning, is obviously no longer an airline, which is quite sad. Quite a shame. I mean, it was quite nice having them at Newcastle. But there's a lot of airlines out there now, and to compete, it is very hard to compete now with other airlines. And I mean, at least they gave it a shot. At least they came back, tried it, and unfortunately it just didn't work out for them, which is quite sad. So the visibility now across the airfield has increased, and the Romeo lights have just been turned off. And I can see for myself as well that the airfield looks a lot clearer now. Hopefully the stream looks alright and the sound's alright as well. Hopefully it all looks alright. Thanks for hanging around for the traffic, because there is some nice traffic inbound, don't worry. But it's just obviously waiting for them, because there is a few. Actually, is there any movement happening at the Ryanair? Let's have a look. So we have got the stairs on the Ryanair aircraft still. Are people still at the gate? Can't quite see. It looks empty to me. Looks quite empty in there. So I think people might be on the aircraft. So I'll focus back in on Lufthansa, because I've got a feeling they're going to be going out before Ryanair. I've just got that feeling. I mean, they have got an advantage, as I haven't got to get any stairs attached onto the aircraft, because obviously the door opens and closes. Then they obviously just have to lock it and unlock it from the inside. Then obviously they just put the cases on at the rear of the aircraft, unlike obviously the bigger aircraft where they've got to put the stairs on themselves at the back, because some of them do have stairs on the front, but not all of them. I can just see the Air France now on Air Finals, but it is quite far out, so I will zoom in on that as it gets closer. And as you can see, the door on the Lufthansa has actually just closed at the front of the aircraft, which is excellent. The rear of the aircraft is also closing, and Air France is on final now. There it is. We'll zoom in on that in just a second. And I really need to take off these covers because they're really annoying me. But I'll sort that out in due course. This will be the Air France, operated by Hop. And it'll be an Embraer aircraft. There should be some spray off the Air France, I think. I would have thought anyways. The Emirates should also give off a nice amount of spray, so that'll look pretty nice coming off coming off the engine of the Air France. I mean the Emirates and the Air France there. Thank you truck. We've also got the beacon light on the Lufthansa aircraft. Something's wrong with this tripod handle. It keeps slipping out, which it shouldn't. So I do apologise about that. I'll have to have a look into that because it's starting to annoy me. I've noticed it doing it twice now. I did it on the last stream and it's doing it again today. I mean, I don't know if it's actually noticeable on the live stream or not. But when I'm turning the tripod handle, I can like feel it like moving. You'll go behind that. You'll go behind the building now, and we've also got the door back open on the Lufthansa after it was shut, but now it's open again. So let's see what's happening over there. just a little prop. And I'm gonna try and fix this handle now. Sorry about this, I'm just trying to sort out the handle. Bear with us a sec. That's well, kind of better anyways. I think once Emirates lands, I will switch the stream onto the starting soon animation, just where I quickly take off the covers, because obviously I have to unplug the cable to plug it back in again.
Don't go to sport planning, okay. I've got the run building up a plain sailing aviation ban. To be finished by 2024.
The fans are on the move. Push back. Thanks to everyone who's just joined the stream. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel, and welcome to the stream as well. I do apologise about that. There was just a little bit of an issue with the internet. For some reason it chose to just not go on the Wi-Fi, even though it was already a stable connection. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Paul, please do let us know, mate, if there's any issues like with the quality of sound now. You can just let us know if everything's obviously working fine. Yeah, please do let us know. Once Emirates lands in about 5 minutes or so, I'm just gonna like sort out the whole setup now that the now hopefully that the weather has obviously moved on, and hopefully that'll be a little bit better. So yeah, for those who have just joined, or who was on the stream just before the issue happened, I do apologise about that. That hasn't really happened before. So I'm not entirely sure why you did that, but I do apologise about that, and hang around for the Emirates inbound and the Air France inbound as well. Oh no, Air France has already landed. I clean forgot about that. Sorry, honestly, that issue's just throwing me off track a little bit there. So yeah, Air France has landed, right? Emirates is inbound, and we've got Ryanair should be going back out of Spain very soon. And as for the other aircraft, I'll have to have a look on flight radar for that. So we've got British Airways on finals, and then we've got Emirates straight behind them. So it'll be British Airways landing, and then it'll be Emirates landing straight after it as well. Obviously with a little gap of like 3 minutes. By the time British Airways exits the runway, Emirates should be in focus on finals, so I should be able to zoom in on them. And I can see the lights of the British Airways now. So I'll zoom in on the runway, and then obviously as British Airways gets closer, I'll zoom in on British Airways. I've lost him actually. His lights were just there, which means there must be some low cloud just above the airport. So I'll leave the camcorder just there till it comes into focus. And I'm actually going to plug my equipment in once British Airways and Emirates land, just so obviously I can keep them fully charged, and then unplug them like an hour and a half or so before I finish the stream. I'll zoom in on British Airways now actually. Okay, that's at max zoom now. So I do apologise if it's not exactly too clear. British Airways would have came from London Heathrow. They have a flight time of around 45 minutes or so. Doesn't take too long to come from Heathrow. Obviously the flight time does vary, but it's usually around 45 minutes, about that. Yes, nice bit of spray there, mind. Really nice. Wow. Got a little heli. Wow, we've got some sort of chopper. Sorry if that was a very, very quick movement. It's just because I'd just seen it. So I obviously very, very quickly try to zoom in on it. And there's actually quite a lot of birds flying above the runway. And we've also got Emirates on final now, so I'll zoom in on that. With the birds flying along the runway. Yeah, it's Emirates. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. Zoom on the fighter. and the Emirates aircraft will just park straight in front of us, where all the ground vehicles are just parked, which you'll see in just a second. Lovely landing by the pilots there. So, what does everyone prefer? This triple or the A380 or the King? Which aircraft does everybody prefer? Because I prefer the King of the Skies, the A380, especially when it's in the special scheme. I really do love that. It looks absolutely beautiful, and it just stands out so much. And I mean, when these aircraft had the export on them as well, they look pretty nice as well. But obviously it's only really the A380 now that obviously has it on. So that's Emirates at the stand now, at the gate. And I'll just zoom out just so we can obviously get a better view of the Emirates aircraft in full. Then I'm going to have a quick look in the chat, and I'm going to have a look on flight radar. So we have got quite a few aircraft inbound, so they'll hang around for those. Obviously there might be a little bit of a gap here and there, but usually we do see a few of the props go in and out for training and stuff. And obviously the helicopters as well, we usually see. And we should see that other one land that we've seen just a few minutes ago. Because it usually just does a quick circuit around the airport and obviously in Newcastle itself. And then it lands back at the airport. And as you can see, speaking of the little props, I've actually just got one that's just touched down there, which is just there. So usually during the gaps we do get these sort of little planes landing and taking off. So do please hang around for the arrivals and the aircraft also leaving. I know that is starting to break out, which is finally nice to see, after it was a little bit of a rainy little morning. got any movement from that Ryanair aircraft as well. So I don't know if he's obviously running late or not, but I don't really see much movement going on. So that aircraft must be leaving a little bit late, which is fine, because hopefully then it'll fill in any gaps that there might be. Just bear with us just a second. I'm just plugging in some, just plugging in a few of the cables just to charge up the equipment. So if you get any like noise or anything, it's just me plugging things in. Right, so I've just plugged in the camcorder, just got to plug in the, looks like there might be a little bit of an emergency on board that Emirates aircraft. I'm not going to focus in too much on that, just in case it's something private. And there's obviously, we've also got a fire engine there as well. We can zoom in on the fire engine. So I'm not entirely sure what's actually happened there. I didn't notice anything on the landing. I mean, if any of the viewers noticed anything when I've been plugging things in, if you saw anything, please just comment in the chat. We have got quite a bit of action going on there. Obviously, I don't think it'll be a medical emergency, because obviously there's one of the engines there. So maybe it's something, a mechanical problem maybe, or something like that. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. It looks like there is a guy under the wing, and it looks like it's open, and he must be having a look, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Does anybody know if the aircraft had obviously informed the tower on flight radar? If it was that code, I forgot what it is, but you know what I mean. I hope. I'll have to have a quick flick back on that. so I can see the fire engine's now left. Sorry about that guys, I was just plugging in the plugs. And there's that helicopter again. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in and watching the stream. For those who are new, welcome to the channel and welcome to the stream. And in regards to the ambulance being at the Emirates aircraft, I'm not entirely sure what's actually happening. There's obviously no on board of the aircraft yet, and I do think the paramedics are on board the aircraft. But again, I'm really not too sure what's going on, and I'm not going to focus in too close to the ambulance, just in case there is, you know, something going on. And we've actually got the police chopper going out as well, very, very quick. Just there. A very quick departure. So we should see the police helicopter land again once it's obviously came back from what it's obviously went out to do. And we should have another few inbound as well. And obviously we've got the British Airways going back out, and we've also got the Ryanair going back out, as well as the Air France going back out. And then we should have KLM inbound as well at around 12:15, I think it is. And then we should also have another few aircraft inbound in the next 40 minutes or so as well. So do hang around for those. overview of the airport, or like a little show around the airport if you're new to the channel and you don't know the airport. If you would like a little show around or like a little explanation of it, I'm happy to do that whilst we wait for the next inbound. Or if you just want to obviously know anything about the airport, I'm happy to answer any questions. Or if you just want a different focus of the Ryanair aircraft, the British Airways, or the tower, or anything like that, just post it in the chat and I'll obviously change the angle for you. So for anyone who's just tuned in, well, we've actually got a Learjet inbound from London Stansted, and it's operated on behalf of Ryanair. So my guess is it's going to be someone important on that Learjet, perhaps, considering it's obviously owned or operated off Ryanair, and obviously it's a Learjet, so business private jet. So that could be someone important on that aircraft. Or it could be like an engineer maybe, because I'm pretty sure by now that Ryanair aircraft should have left. So I don't know if it might be an engineer coming down to have a look at the aircraft, or if it's obviously going to be like someone important for the airline, considering it's obviously, like I've just said, a private jet, Learjet. And we've also got quite a lot of inbound. If you have a look off flight radar there, you'll see that we've got quite a lot of flights live and inbound, and the next inbound is in the next 20 minutes, and then we've got that Ryanair Learjet inbound at 12:05. So do hang around for that, and I'll try and get some good views of the Learjet if I can, which I should. I'll obviously get it landing and all that, so we'll have to see what's happening with that. So yeah, that Ryanair aircraft was actually meant to leave like an hour ago back to Barcelona, and obviously I've been watching it, and there's absolutely no action at all happening at the aircraft itself. So in my opinion, obviously I'm just having a guess, I would think it might be an engineer on that Learjet coming from Stansted, but I could be wrong. It's just my guess, considering, like I said, there's just no movement happening off the Ryanair aircraft at all, and it landed on time, fine, but obviously hasn't went out when it was supposed to over an hour ago now. So I will have to see what happens when that Learjet lands, and we'll see if like some sort of van drives across to obviously drive someone to the aircraft or not. So I do hang around for that if anyone's interested in that, because I'm interested to see who's on that Learjet. I've also got that chopper going back out, but he's up pretty quick, so I'll leave that where it is. Oh, I might be able to just catch him actually, if he doesn't go too quick. That sun's finally breaking out, which is really nice to see. And here's this little helicopter. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. It's great to have you all on board. And as well, for those who have just joined as well, I was just seeing just before there that we've got a Ryanair private jet inbound at about 12:05 coming from Stansted, and I think it's going to be related to that Ryanair aircraft that's just sat over there. And obviously haven't got any spare aircraft at the airport, but usually they do have one extra aircraft based at Newcastle, but obviously they all must be in use because there's none parked at the airport. So I think it might be related to that aircraft as to why it's coming. So I do hang around for that. And I don't think there's anything happening in regards to passengers on boarding the aircraft yet. It doesn't look that way anyways. And it doesn't look like there's anything happening at the front of the aircraft either. So yeah, I mean, if anyone's free to have a quick look on Flight Radar and just post in the inbounds in the chat, or aircraft that are meant to be leaving the airport as well, that would be a great help. And I'll have a quick look in the chat. For those who are new to the Airstream, welcome to the channel and welcome to the stream. We've got a Max inbound. I think I've just seen that in the chat there. So we've got a Max inbound, and we've also got British Airways and Air France due to be leaving very, very soon. And I think Air France is just on the move actually. I think I can just see his tail at the other end of the building. And for those who are also new to the streaming channel, we've got a Ryanair Learjet inbound at about 12:10 now. And then we've also got a few other aircraft inbound after that Learjet lands. And I think that Learjet off Ryanair is going to be related to the Ryanair aircraft that was meant to leave to go back to Barcelona earlier on this morning. As it's still obviously sat there at the gate with not much movement at all. And as I was saying as well just earlier on, if you are new to the stream as well, Ryanair do usually have an extra spare aircraft based in Newcastle, with it obviously being one of its bases. But obviously, unfortunately, all the aircraft are obviously in use today, which is quite good. But obviously, if there's an error with that aircraft, just means that it's obviously going to be running quite late. Well, that's assuming there is an issue with the aircraft. I mean, I'm not obviously entirely sure, but there's been no movement at all at the aeroplane itself, so I would think there's obviously something that needs looked at or fixed or something. So do hang around for that Learjet inbound, and then obviously we'll see if I'm right, which I probably won't be, but I might be. We've got Air France operated by Hop now on the move. That'll be going back to France. And as you can see, the sun is now shining quite nice on the airport, which is finally nice to see. And thanks Paul for being on the chat, mate. I really appreciate that. So it looks like that ambulance is moving off the Emirates aircraft now. So people will probably start to unboard the aircraft if they haven't already, or unboard it from the front. But I've not seen anybody come off the rear of the aircraft. And the ambulance itself has still actually got lights on it. So there could be somebody on board. Well, there could be someone on the ambulance. Sorry about that, I was looking at the Emirates. Just judging by the ambulance still obviously having the flights on but leaving the airport. If that is the case, I do hope the person is obviously alright, and I hope there wasn't any sort of big issues on the aircraft there. So I do hope everyone's alright. Just going to zoom out onto the runway, ready for Air France. So that Max should be very close soon to landing in Newcastle, and hopefully it goes back out as well. If it's got any more flights for today, I'll have to have a quick look at that once Air France takes off. Just focusing on the runway now. It looks like Air France is holding short, maybe. Runway 25, I think he's holding short. Looks like he's holding short. I can hear a helicopter, but I'm not entirely sure where it is. He's probably waiting for the helicopter to land first, and then Air France will leave. Oh, looks like he's actually already on the move. So he must be taken off before the helicopter lands, obviously. So I'll put it in on the runway. Sorry about that. If you have just tuned in, welcome to the stream and thanks for joining. It's great to have you on board the stream. I'll focus back in on the Emirates as we wait for the next arrival, which will be the MAX. As what's that little one down there? Some sort of little prop down there, I can't actually see it. I think British Airways is going to be on the move as well, because I can hear some noise coming from over there. We'll see if the stairs have actually came off. Anyways, in regards to the Ryanair aircraft, as you can see, the stairs are on the aircraft and there's no movement at all, and that was meant to leave at 10:20, and as you can see it's almost 12 o'clock, so there obviously must be some sort of issue there. In regards to British Airways, I think these stairs have came off. Let's have a quick look. Well, there's no stairs on the rear of the aircraft, so hopefully British Airways will be on the move very, very soon. When the beacon comes on, I'll focus in on British Airways, because that should be leaving pretty soon. And as I was just saying, for those who have just joined, we have got a MAX inbound at about 12 o'clock, and then we've also got the Learjet, which is inbound at about 12:10. Ryanair as well, it's operated on behalf of. To be fair, I'm not actually sure if Ryanair own it or not, but it's got the Ryanair logo on it on flight radar. And then we've also got quite a number of other inbounds as well. Inbound after, well, in between 12 and 1, I think there was quite a few. Same with aircraft also leaving, hopefully. So do hang around for those, and thank you. I'm debating if I should take down my tent or not, because I did have to put the tent up earlier because of the drizzle, because it was quite strong. But obviously the sun's breaking out now, so I'm actually debating if I should take down the tent or not. Yes. Craig, hello mate. How you doing? And yeah, it is quite nice now. Earlier on this morning it was quite, well, it was quite cloudy, and it was, well, it was like a little light rain sort of thing. But the sun's actually broke out now, which is quite nice. And hopefully it stays like that. And thanks for watching the stream. I really appreciate that a lot, so thank you. I'm still trying to think if I should take down this or not, my tent. Might give it just 5-10 minutes and see if and have a look. To be fair, there's been quite a lot of cars on the road there today. Usually it's quite quiet, but today it's been quite busy. You just can probably hear all the cars going past. It looks like we've got that helicopter going back out again. It does like it takes people around the airport, and obviously over the bridge and stuff, around the Toon, Newcastle. They usually take them on a quick little show around there, obviously, well, around the whole area really. You can probably hear it, but I'm not going to change it on the way. It's quite high up. I'm going to focus on the British Airways because actually, if it keeps going that way, you'll probably be able to see the helicopter. If I just quickly zoom out there, somewhere up there amongst the trees. It was up there. Where is it? Oh, there he is there. You can probably just see him now. Hang on. Wait for it. Come into focus. Yeah, so we'll be taking some people just around the airport and like just around the area really, showing them what it looks like from above. I've never actually been on one myself, but apparently they're alright. Right, I'm going to zoom back in on British Airways anyways. I just thought I'd show you that for a change. I think British Airways is going to leave actually. We'll just have to wait for that. We must have Jet 2 inbound at some point because they've got some Jet 2 stairs moving just over there. So they must be getting them ready for an aircraft landing. So Jet 2 must be inbound pretty soon if they're getting the stairs ready. If anyone knows when it's inbound, please do comment in the chat. And I'll have a quick look in just a second. So, we've got an aircraft now approaching finals, which will be touching down in about 4 minutes. And then we've got the Ryanair Learjet inbound at 12:20. And then we've got the KLM aircraft inbound at 12:15. And then we've got another aircraft inbound at 12:35. Our next inbound will be at about 1:05. And then hopefully, if all the aircraft that's currently on the ground are on time, we should have should have British Airways leaving at about 12:10, and then we should also have the Emirates aircraft taking off at about 1 o'clock. So I think I might be right, because that Learjet that's coming down, that's obviously operated for Ryanair, or on behalf of Ryanair, that's actually going to be landing at about 12:20, and then it's leaving Newcastle again at 12:40. So it's literally going to be landing and then taking straight back off again. And I think it's going to be bringing down an engineer from Stansted, because obviously that's well, kind of the main hub. In fact, it kind of probably is, to be honest, because I do know it's where they make most traffic anyways, is from Stansted. So I think they're going to be bringing down an engineer. So do hang around for that and stay tuned for that, because I'll be interested to see if I'm right, because I don't know if Ryanair usually bring down an engineer on like one of their jets. If anyone knows, do comment in the chat, because obviously that's something that I've just learned. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't even think it's going to be bringing an engineer. Might be, might not be. If anyone else has any thoughts or ideas as to why the Learjet might be coming to Newcastle and then taking straight back off, do let us know in the chat, just as we wait for the next arrival, which is actually, I can just probably see the lights quite in the distance there on finals, but I'll zoom in when it's a bit closer, obviously, like I usually do. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in. It's great to have you on board. Yeah, so it looks like I was right. The stairs are getting ready. Just look for the airline coming. Oh, we've got some more stairs. Go on. That's when you start playing the song. Bit of Jess Glynn. I think that's just like I think that's the thing now that just people expect off the airline. As soon as they see it, they just think instantly of the song. I mean, I do. Don't know if anyone else just instantly thinks of the song. But yeah, that they are actually inbound at about, I think they're inbound at 12:40. So that obviously explains why they're getting the stairs ready there for the air landing. Unfortunately, that aircraft on final is still quite far out. But I should be able to zoom in on that in like the next minute. And then KLM will be inbound after this aircraft lands. And I think I might just take down my tent, because it's, I don't know, it's just just want to take it down now. Right. And I don't think that is a max actually. I think it's just an 800. Because I looked on Flight Radar and it's not a max. So do apologise for getting that wrong. It's just a normal 800, not a max. And I'm going to zoom in on that now. There it is. Oh, look at that. Wow. Hopefully parks close so we can at least watch some people on board. Oh, that looks nice. Wow. Yeah, lovely landing there. Really, really nicely done. If anyone would like close-ups more of the aircraft itself, do comment in the chat just so I know if people prefer, you know, like a view of the full aircraft, or if they preferred like a close-up on the nose as it exits or taxis. Just so I know for future streams really as well. Just so I know what all the viewers kind of prefer, as it helps improve the channel as well. And thanks for watching guys, I really appreciate it. The winglets on it. Oh, sorry. There's that helicopter going back out again. There must be a lot of people asking to go on it today, because it doesn't usually go out that much. But it has obviously today, which is nice to see. Looks like a TUI is going to park at the other side of the Emirates aircraft, so we'll not be able to watch anyone on board that aircraft. The TUI in. And we should have KLM next in. That would have came from Schiphol, Amsterdam. I mean, I know a lot of people say that. I mean, well, I don't say. I don't know. There's like a few ways of saying it, but I just say Schiphol me. So KLM's in next, and then we'll have British Airways taking off. I would have thought once KLM lands, British Airways should be taken back off to go down to Heathrow. A little bit more on that actually, just for the traffic. The Sky team was at the airport yesterday, I think it was, for the airline. I mean, I missed it unfortunately, but it would have been nice to see the Sky team painted on the aircraft, on the scheme there. But I missed that unfortunately. But that isn't the case today, because KLM are on the Embraer and not the 800. But I think it was actually a 900 that they came on yesterday in the Sky Team KLM. I think it might have been the 900 that it was, painted in the Sky Team, which looks pretty nice actually. They also do just use the 800s, and most of the aircraft that are operated from and to this airport, they are usually just the 800s, and I think there is the occasional Max, but the Max isn't at the airport a lot. It's usually just the 800s, but we do get a lot of the Ryanair Maxes that come in from Ireland. We do usually get quite a lot of those, and it's usually the nighttime flight that the Max comes in on the Ryanair. I mean, to be fair, in the summer it'll be quite nice because the traffic does usually get quite busy. I mean, after around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, but at the minute with it being obviously winter, it gets dark, but it is starting to get lighter, and then obviously the clocks change again. So the streams will also be a lot more fun then, because there usually is quite a nice amount of traffic around those times in the late afternoon, early evening. So KLM shouldn't be too far out now then. Same goes with the British Airways taking off. That should be taking off soon. I'm not a big fan of the gaps, but obviously can't be helped, which is fine. And of course we've got the Ryanair Learjet inbound from Stansted, which should also be touching down pretty soon as well. And obviously if there is some person on board to have a look at that Ryanair aircraft over there, obviously it'll either exit at the private hangar or it'll exit where the airliners do, and then they'll obviously just hop in the minibus and get drove to the aircraft. So that'll be interesting to see which exit that takes, because I'm not actually entirely, I don't really know actually which exit it'll take. But do hang around for that if you are interested in seeing one of those jets. So there's an aircraft on finals now, but it's a little far out. So this will be the KLM, and then I've just looked on flight radar and the Learjet is pretty close behind the KLM aircraft, about 5 minutes behind the KLM plane. So looking forward to seeing the Ryanair Learjet. I mean, I've seen a Learjet before, but it's always nice to see, like, you know, like another one. Oh, KLM is definitely close now. So in fact he's almost about to touch down. Nice little Embraer there. Looks like it's a little bit of a little wind there, but not a major one anyways. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Thanks for watching. Apologies that there's not much movement at the moment, but there are some aircraft here and there. KLM will probably go the same way as Air France and park at the other side of the airport. It would be nice if he didn't know. Oh, it seems like he's taxiing really quick. Yeah, he's going to go the same way. Just past the Emirates on the opposite side. Quite a size, the size there between the two aircraft. So that Learjet should be touching down in the next 4 minutes. As soon as I stayed on finals, I'll obviously, of course, get nice and close. And then let's see what happens, if there's an engineer on board or not. So the beacon light is also on the British Airways aircraft, but I'm hoping that the Learjet lands before the British Airways taxis. So let's hope for that. Hi Paul, that's right, it should be nice in the summer, a lot of traffic I'm hoping, which it should be actually, because it usually is busy every summer. Obviously not as busy as some airports, but the gaps aren't as big, which will obviously be quite nice to see, and the weather will be a lot nicer as well, which is always a bonus. I'm just trying to watch out for the Learjet as well, but we'll watch British Airways just until obviously I can zoom in on the Learjet anyways. If anyone's just tuned in and they're new, I hope the stream's alright, and welcome to the channel, and also welcome to the stream. So this British Airways will of course be going back down to Heathrow. It's running it, I mean it's BA is running I mean it's not on time, but it's not by that much. I mean I think it was meant to leave at about 12:05, so it's not really late, but it's a little bit late, not by a lot obviously, which is nice because then obviously it kind of fills in any gaps. until the next aircraft lands. So I don't mind that sometimes. I can't see the Learjet yet, but it should be approaching the finals now. British Airways is probably going to taxi when it comes into view anyways, because I can hear his engines now. Still can't see that Learjet like. There's also that helicopter's going back out again. I think that's like the 8th time now actually it's went out, which is really nice to see. I'm gonna have to have a look off flight radar now, see where this Learjet is. Welcome to the stream, mate. Yeah, I kind of wish it was a lot more of the aircraft and airlines as well, but unfortunately during the winter there's not really that much traffic at the airport. I mean, you'll obviously know if you're local to Newcastle that the rush hour is usually in the morning, and then the rush hour is like in the afternoon, early evening, and then in the summer it does get a lot more traffic in the summer, which would be nice to see. And of course we've got quite I think we've got 3 new airlines coming, which is obviously really nice to see as well. Aegean Airlines is one of them, but their flight times are actually at night time, so if you're a plane spotter then obviously you probably won't be able to get any photos, or obviously if you do live streams like me, obviously I probably won't be able to do a live stream and watch the Aegean land or takeoff. But I mean, that's alright. And then there are another few airlines also coming to Newcastle, which will be going off to Turkey, I think it is, they're going. And their flight times are actually during the day, and I think one of them's in the morning as well actually. So it'll be nice to do a few streams of those new airlines anyways. And hopefully they might have the water where the how the water over the aircraft, I forgot what you call them, but like they spray the aircraft over the like they spray the water over the aircraft when it exits the runway with the engines, and they use the hoses. What do you call it? It's like a water. Like a water, oh I forgot the name, man, sorry about that. But yeah, that might happen for one of the airlines, as it is a brand new airline. Right, here's this Ryanair on finals now, and the business jet. Which I'll zoom in on in just a second, just as it gets a little bit closer. And then hopefully we can watch British Airways taxi, assuming that Learjet goes to the private hangar. Nice quick flight from London Stansted. And well, not a quick, but about 45 minutes or something like that I think it is. So not really a long flight. And this Learjet will also be taken back off again at about 12:45 I think it is, or around that, because it's literally landing and then it's going to be taken back off once it's obviously done what it's doing. Yeah, so British Airways is actually taxiing now. About right. now that we've got the Learjet on finals. But it's alright, we'll come back to British Airways after. They're actually painting a few of their little smaller aircraft in the warm world scheme as well. I did see that on Twitter actually, where they're going to be painting a few of their smaller body aircraft with the warm world on it, for those who didn't know, which would be quite nice to see actually on the smaller aircraft anyways, because usually they put them on like the on the bigger aircraft. So guys, the Learjet. Yeah, so it's not going to be going to the private hangar, it's going to be going to the actual gates, but it'll probably park just over there where the spare aircraft usually park. Sorry about them branches, it'll not focus till they're out the way, which is I think is about now. Oh man, sorry guys. Those branches really get in the way. Yeah. Just gonna quickly go past and look at the windows. Yeah. Wow. And there's British Airways in the background. Let's I'm gonna leave it on the Learjet, just so we can see where it obviously goes to, or it parks. I really do think that's going to be related to the aircraft itself. I think it's going to park on the right, so it'll like take a right around there, and then it should just park right in front of us, well over there but on the right. And what's this, is that like a truck? No. Welcome to the stream, everyone. So that Learjet's actually come behind the Emirates, so I won't be able to get a view of that now. But once British Airways takes off, I will just zoom in. I will zoom in on the Ryanair aircraft, so we can see if there's anything happening on it. I'm assuming if that jet went on the other side, if there is someone on board to go to that Ryanair aircraft, they might just go around the air, like in the airport itself, rather than getting like a little car to drive them or a minibus or something. But we'll obviously have to see that, see if there's some sort of bus or car or something. Look at the little prop. Hey. Up and away. British Airways will now line up and wait, just whilst the prop has a little bit of a head start. So it'll probably be about a minute, about 2 minutes or so till British Airways can leave. That's British Airways now starting its takeoff. Focus on the Ryanair and see if there's anything happening. We'll give it about 5 minutes or so, just in case there's someone on there. We'll obviously have to get at the aircraft, don't we, from just landing. So we'll see if anything does. We'll see if there is any movement. So I'll leave it on that for a few minutes just to see if there is, and if not, I can focus back in on the Emirates if that's what everyone prefers. So we have got another aircraft inbound in a few moments, so do hang around for that. And I'm just having a quick look on flight radar to see which airlines are inbound on aircraft, so do hang around for that. So we have actually got an aircraft approaching finals now, and I'm assuming the Jet 2 aircraft is going to park just here where the stairs are, as that's the aircraft that's approaching finals. So I'm guessing Jet 2 will park where the stairs are already ready for them and waiting, as they were just moved there about half an hour ago. And as you can see, there's still nothing really happening with the Ryanair. That was meant to leave at 20 past 10. If anyone's obviously wondering, who's new to the stream, this Ryanair aircraft was meant to leave at 20 past 10. But as you can see, it's still actually sat at the gate. And the Ryanair Learjet just landed from Stansted. So I thought maybe there might have been like someone on board to come and have a look at the aircraft if there was an issue with the aircraft, as there's just been no movement at all. But as soon as the Jet 2 aircraft approaches finals, I'll obviously focus straight in on that for people to see. Thanks for tuning in and hanging around. I'll also wait for the other aircraft that are inbound, and obviously we'll also have KLM leaving, and we'll obviously have the Emirates leaving, and then we've also got the Learjet leaving as well, all in the next 25 minutes. And then we've obviously got the Jet 2 aircraft, which is just about to land now, because I can see the lights somewhere in the distance. Yeah, they were definitely there. Oh, there they are. Oh no, it's a little prop. That's obviously why I couldn't see it, because it's just a little prop. Anyways, I'll leave it there just so we can just so we're ready for Jet 2 landing in just a minute. To be fair, it is it's a little bit cold today. It's not warm, but it's not cold. It's like a temperature where you can stand in, but not for too long. I mean, I've got my big coats on, and I've got my gloves on, and I've got about 3 pairs of socks on. Looks like he was wobbling there, or trying to align himself. Police chopper coming in first. Sorry about that, I was just trying to move my feet. So this police helicopter did leave, about maybe 45 minutes ago now. And obviously he's going to be landing back at Newcastle. I actually like the noise that they actually have on those. They give off that sound where you just think, yeah, the police is out, the chopper's out. They just give off that sound that everyone knows. And it'll just go behind that building, and then it'll just touch down. And it's gone. Now we'll just wait for the aircraft to touch down now, which should come into view very, very soon. So I'll just leave it there as we wait. So I've got the helicopter going back out again. I think that's like the 10th time now. So which is really, really nice to see. And I can see Jet 2 now on final. Just in the far distance there. Which I'll just kind of zoom in there just as it gets closer. And then once Jet 2 lands, I think I'm going to put down the tent just so it's all down and all sorted. As the weather's not too bad now. Emirates is meant to leave at about 1 o'clock, but I think it might leave at about 1:15 probably. Just gonna have a quick flick on that on the Ryanair aircraft, because I think I just saw some movement. Yeah, there is some movement just there. As you can see, there's a guy. Yeah, so I think there is an error with the plane maybe, and not having a look at it, because there was a guy just under the aircraft just there, just before he moved, before I could obviously put the camcorder on him. But once Jet 2 lands, I'll focus back in on Ryanair just to see if they are obviously having an inspection or something. In the holiday scheme, sometimes they actually do come all the way right at the end. Jet 2 usually do sometimes. Just depends. So we'll see if they do or not. And he is going to come at the end, which is fantastic. So now it'll be a bit more closer. Sometimes they actually wave, the pilots, so let's see. Trying to get it a focus first. Yeah, lovely, absolutely beautiful. And that Jet 2 Holidays aircraft will park up where the stairs are, so it'll be next to Emirates, I would have thought. Quickly just have a look at this, another helicopter on the runway there. I think I just seen one. Yeah, there it is. Just looks like there's one guy in there. Oh. So he's actually gone behind the Emirates aircraft. So those stairs must be for a different Jet 2 aircraft that's inbound. But they did move them stairs pretty early if it wasn't for that aircraft. Does anyone know if there's another inbound? I'll have to have a look actually myself as well. And we'll have a quick look at the Ryanair just to see if there's anyone still out of the aircraft looking around it. Yeah, there is a guy. If you look just very close to where the engine is, you'll see that he's got his high vis on. And there's some people at the window. Oh, that's my coat doing that again. In fact, I think that might be people boarding. Is it? Oh, there can't just be two people on there. Only just saw the two people walk on. Oh, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Actually, I'm going to leave it on the Ryanair just while I have a quick look on flight radar and see if there's a new time schedule for the Ryanair. And I'll also have a look at the other aircraft that's inbound and taken off as well, and then I'll post an update. Right, so we've got the Learjet, the Ryanair one, leaving the airport at about 1 o'clock, and then we've also got Emirates meant to leave at 1 o'clock, and it might leave because the stairs have been removed from the aircraft of the Emirates at the rear there, so Emirates might be leaving on time or around 1 o'clock. And then we've obviously got the KLM aircraft leaving at about 1:05, and then we've also got another aircraft leaving at about 1:30, and then another aircraft leaving at 1:45, and then for the arrivals we should have an EasyJet inbound from Belfast at about 13:45, and then we've also got a few other aircraft inbound at 13:25 and 13:35. So do hang around for those. And thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream. Just bear with us a few minutes, just while I quickly plug in my phone, which I'll have to do in about 5 minutes after I've charged those. I'm not actually sure now what has been happening with the Ryanair aircraft, because that Learjet obviously landed and now all of a sudden people are starting to board. So I don't actually know who would have been on the Learjet or why it is at Newcastle, because obviously it's meant to leave straight away again in the next 5 minutes or so. So either it was taking someone who works for the airline to Stansted, or it was bringing someone for the airline from Stansted to here, and I really have no idea like what's actually just been happening. I really don't know. But I'll quickly have a little flick on the Emirates aircraft just so we can have a little update on that. As you can see, the stairs of the rear part of the aircraft have obviously been moved, and then we've obviously got the front of the aircraft just there. So let's hope Emirates does leave at around 1 o'clock or just after, and then we've obviously got KLM leaving at about 1:10 as well, and then we'll also have the Learjet leaving at about 1 o'clock as well. So nice bit of movement coming if he's hang around for that, and a nice few inbounds as well, inbound. thanks for hanging around. I really do appreciate it, because unfortunately, as you can see, we're just waiting for the aircraft now. That Ryanair should be leaving now, well not now but pretty soon, seeing as though everyone's boarding the aircraft now. And obviously we've got Emirates that's meant to leave at 1 o'clock. Then we've obviously got KLM as well, that's meant to leave at 1:10 and then we should have another inbound at about 1. It is on time now, so it should land for 1 as planned. So do hang around for those. Yeah, so in regards to the Ryanair aircraft, it was meant to leave obviously this morning at about 10 I think it was, but obviously there must have been some sort of issue, I think. I mean, for those who have just joined the Learjet, obviously came in from Stansted, but and then as soon as that landed, people started to actually board the aircraft. So I don't know if they were like bringing some staff or something, or if they were like doing a changeover with staff, and maybe one of them wasn't well or something. I don't actually know, but as long as everyone's obviously boarding now, they'll be on their way to Spain in no time. And I think Emirates is going to start the move soon, because they've got people around the aircraft now, so that should be pretty soon. Just bear with us a second, just while I quickly unplug all my cables, like my chargers. So I think the sleds have just been removed off the Ryanair as well, and we've also got Emirates now on the move. Great to see. Sorry about that, I was just putting away my cables and stuff, my chargers, just because everything's fully charged. Those clouds are looking rather dark, which is not good. You guys can probably see the difference. Hang on, I'll just quickly show you all. Can you see there? Just goes from being a little bit blue to very, very dark. I mean, touch wood, it stays dry. Let's all hope that. As we wait for Emirates to start the taxi. Sorry about that, just on the chat very quickly. I do read everyone's comments, but and I do try to answer as much as I can. But sometimes it's hard for us to quickly go on my phone and then back to the tripod and camcorder in. Right, so we've also got the Ryanair now as well, on the move, as you can see. Starting the pushback just there, which is really, really great to see. And we've obviously got the Emirates as well taxiing. Tell you something, it's a little bit of a wind going on now. Emirates there with the ATC tower as well, with Emirates on it. Ryanair will also start the move in just a second as well. So I'm hoping as soon as Emirates takes off, Ryanair starts the taxi. In fact, Ryanair might start taxiing in like a second, because it looks like the pushback's fully complete. Thanks for tuning into the stream. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel, and welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's enjoyed the stream so far, even though there has been some gaps, unfortunately, but obviously those things can't really be helped. But I do hope, apart from that, everyone's enjoyed the stream, and do hit the like button if you have enjoyed it as well. So we've also got the Ryanair Learjet here as well, on the taxi as well, which I'm assuming will be going back down to Stansted. Emirates is quite far at the bottom now, so I'll focus back in on Emirates when he's on the runway. Just so you know, I am going to go back on Emirates in just a second. Just trying to show a little bit of every aircraft, just for everyone. I'll quickly show the Ryanair, which is just here. This is the aircraft that was meant to leave at 10:20 this morning to go to Barcelona in Spain, but there must have been some sort of issue as it didn't leave on time. What's the registration of that? I'll go back onto the Emirates aircraft now, which is right at the bottom. thanks to everyone who's just tuned in. I really do appreciate it. So thanks for watching. As you can see, we've just got Emirates. It's going to be approaching the runway, I would think now. And we've also got a Learjet that is just behind him, which is just there. And then we've also got a Ryanair just behind the Learjet, which is just there. So we've got 3 aircraft leaving the airport now. And we've also got a Jet 2 aircraft inbound at about 13:25, I think it is. So we should see all of these aircraft leave, and then we should see Jet 2 land. It is a little bit cold now actually. It's my feet are very cold a little bit anyways. But I've been out here for a while now, but I'm having a good time. So I hope everyone else is having a good time, whether you're just watching on your phone or your TV. Just relax and just enjoy the stream. Oh yes. On the move, which is just taxiing down to the runway now. Excellent to see all the aircraft leaving now. Nice bit of movement going on. So I should have the Learjet lining up now. Yep. And I believe this is going back down to London Stansted. And then the Ryanair is going to Barcelona in Spain. And then obviously the KLM aircraft will be going back to Schiphol. Thanks again for tuning in. I think the airport itself now is actually empty. I don't think there's any aircraft at all, except for the Jet 2 Holidays aircraft that landed before. I don't think there's any other aircraft at the other end, at the other side of the airfield. There's a Loganair parked up just over there, but apart from those 2 aircraft, I don't think there's actually any other aircraft on the airfield. Well, at the gates anyways. But there are some aircraft inbound, so I do hang around for those. So I think there's a Jet 2 inbound at about 2:20, and then there's another Jet 2 inbound at 13:35, I believe it is. So we've got the Learjet on the move now. It should be a pretty early rotation, I would have thought. So just give my hands a little bit of a quick rub just to warm them up a little bit. Oh. Bit of noise off that Ryanair. Oh, there's still quite a lot of heat on that runway there, you can see it on the aircraft. Looks like waves. Strobes on. If you have just tuned into the channel, welcome to the channel and welcome to the stream. We've got a KLM now lined up and waiting on the runway to go back to Schiphol, and then we've got a Jet 2 aircraft inbound at 20 past, and then we've got another Jet 2 aircraft inbound at 13:35. So we've got two Jet 2s in, so we've got two aircraft inbound in the next 10 minutes or so. So do hang around for those, and I think there's a few other inbounds as well. So I think there's an EasyJet inbound as well from Belfast. I'll have to have a check on Flight Radar about that, but I'm sure it is inbound. I'll have a check after this KLM takes off. Nice. I'm going to have a quick look on Flight Radar, so just bear with us a second while I do have a quick look and check. So the aircraft that I was on about just before, Jet 2 should be landing in the next 5 minutes, so I do hang around to see that one. And then we have another Jet 2 aircraft landing at where is it? Landing at 13:45. So again, if you want to have a look at those, do hang around. And we've also got EasyJet inbound in a Neo coming from Belfast. That's due in at 13:35, which is a Neo EasyJet. So so do hang around for those. So we'll have to wait about 8 minutes until the Jet 2 aircraft lands, and then we'll have to wait about another 8 minutes again until the next Jet 2 lands, and then EasyJet will be landing straight after that, unless EasyJet lands before that, hopefully. I'll have to just wait and see. Yeah, so I do apologise about the little gap here, but we'll only have to wait now about 5 minutes until the aircraft lands, and then we'll of course have the EasyJet Neo, and then another aircraft. A little bit cold now, so we'll watch those ones. And then I'll probably wrap up the stream after we saw the Jet 2s and the EasyJet aircraft land. So I'll probably close this. So I'll probably close the stream at about 13:45 or around that, unless there's obviously another aircraft leaving or landing at that time. In fact, I'll have a look actually, see if there is an aircraft taking off then. Yeah, so we have got a TUI aircraft, so TUI's leaving at 13:45, so I'll probably hang around for the TUI aircraft to take off. So we'll watch the other aircraft land first. Those 3 inbounds will land, and then hopefully as soon as all 3 have landed, we'll see the TUI one take off at 13:45. So if all goes to plan, then we should, well, all aircraft are all on time. So we'll see 4 aircraft. We'll see 4 aircraft in the next 20 minutes, which isn't too bad. At least it's some traffic. So we've just got to wait about 3 or 4 minutes now, just for the Jet 2 to land. And then I don't know if it's going to be the EasyJet or the other one landing first. Jet 2 maybe, or EasyJet, because there's 2 Jet 2s, you see. But I do hope everyone's enjoyed the stream so far, and if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching and welcome. So Jet 2 is approaching finals now, which means he should touch down in the next 3 minutes. And then it looks like that EasyJet is going to land before the other aircraft lands, because EasyJet's about 5 minutes out now. So do hang around for those. I do like the EasyJet brand on the liveries. I think they're quite nice and simple. which is obviously what I do like. So Jet 2, I should say the lights in just a second appear, and then EasyJet landing after. Neo aircraft it'll be, but without the sticker, unfortunately. But it's still a Neo, which is nice. And can't see the lights yet. But I think that Jet 2 aircraft will probably park here, where the stairs are. And then the other Jet 2 aircraft will probably park beside it. So I'll focus in on that in just a second. I'll focus in on the runway actually, because it should come into focus in just a second, so I'll put it on that ready. That was just the metro in the background there, if anybody was wondering. Yeah, there it is in the far distance, I can see it. You can see the lights now, which I'll zoom in on just a second. Oh. My feet are cold. So we'll catch these 3 aircraft, and then that'll be it from me today. But it has been a good stream, I think. So I do hope everyone's enjoyed it. Okay, that's not going to focus, is it? So we'll just forget about that. Till it's closer. Right now, nope. I don't know why it does that. I can only apologise. It just does it when it wants, really, the focusing. Alright, that's just... It should be focusing now. Oh, now we'll go. That seemed very bouncy. Wow, kind of looked a little bit bouncy, but a good landing anyways. Which Jet 2 is this? Chenia. Yeah, nice. Really nice. So look at his stroke on. EasyJet Neo is also on finals now. zoom in on that in just a moment. I'll just quickly watch this Jet 2 taxi to the gate, and then I'll zoom in on that. Oh, hey, bit cooled. No, he's not going to those stairs. Maybe it'll be the next Jet 2. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the next one. But after EasyJet anyways. Might be the Jet 2 after EasyJet. Let's see. So here's the EasyJet Neo now. Which I'll zoom on in a little bit closer in a second. Just when it is closer. Unfortunately there's no A380s at Newcastle there, Dave, but the Emirates has just been no, but it wasn't an A380, just a triple. So now we've got an EasyJet Neo on finals for anyone who's just tuned into the stream. When the camcorder wants to focus, because at the moment it doesn't look like it does, but there we go. No, yeah, that, okay, that's better. So thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a great stream, as Paul's just mentioned. So cheers, Paul. I do hope everyone else has enjoyed the stream. And it's starting to rain, so if it is heavy, I'm going to wrap the stream up now on the EasyJet once it obviously taxis out to the gate after the runway. Well, when it exits, I mean, sorry. But if it's just a light little drizzle, I can probably wait for the next Jet 2 to land. So here's the EasyJet. It's a good job I did leave up the tent. I didn't take it down just in case. So it's a good job I did leave it up. Okay, I think it's just a tiny, I think it was just like a little drizzle that stopped, because it's stopped now. So I'll wait for the Jet 2. Unless it starts again, then I'll obviously just wait until I'll then obviously just stop the stream once EasyJet exits. But hopefully it doesn't rain, and we can wait for Jet 2. Belfast is where this EasyJet came from, for anyone who's just tuned in. Those helicopters have been in like full force today. They've been going in and out all day, which is really nice to see. There's another one going out. Got a name on the front there. Yeah, nice. EasyJet will park in there. It's usually where it parks anyways. And I can see the other Jet 2 aircraft on final now, so I'll focus on that in just a moment when it's a little bit closer. That's the EasyJet parked up now, and we've got the other Jet 2 aircraft now on finals, which you can just see his lights just there. There it is. Another aircraft on the holiday scheme. So the other aircraft that was meant to be leaving, I forgot which one it was now, but I haven't seen any movement as of that yet. But I'll hang around another 5 minutes just to see if it does get pushed back, and if it does, we'll obviously watch it, but if not, I'll then wrap the stream up. Another little prop plane going out on the runway now as well. Right, he's going to place that aircraft's going to park at the stairs. Oh, if not, then it's clearly for a different aircraft later on in the day. So I'll have to just wait for that. Honestly, thought I might have been right. Oh wait, come on, Lacey, you're going to use them stairs. Yes, finally. Just for those who are tuned in, those stairs got moved like way earlier on in the stream, and I thought the previous Jet 2 aircraft would have parked at that gate for those stairs, but they didn't, and now this Jet 2 one finally has for the stairs. So they're all parked up now. should actually have 2 aircraft leaving the airport in the next 5 minutes. Jet 2 should be leaving in the next 5 minutes. So that aircraft must be parked at the other end of the airport because I can't see it from here. So I will hang around like 5 minutes just to see if the Jet 2 does move, and then obviously the other aircraft as well. So we'll see if those aircraft do move. So do hang around, because I will try and catch them taking off. I can just watch these passengers on board. So I think TUI is getting pushed back because I can see the tail moving. So do hang around for that because TUI is going to be leaving now. Okay, so as you can see, it wasn't TUI. It was actually this one here. Yeah, so it wasn't TUI. But TUI is actually meant to be leaving, so this aircraft must be going out first. Jet 2 holidays. So I do hang around for that, and we'll watch this aircraft leave. I'll leave it there. helicopter going out. So Jet 2 should be starting to taxi any moment now, really. On the move. I might actually be doing a stream tomorrow morning actually, but I'm not entirely sure yet. But if I do, I'll obviously post it out on the channel. And if I don't do a stream tomorrow, then I will do one sometime next week. I don't know which days yet, but I will do one sometime next week. Might be 1 or 2 streams, I'm not entirely sure yet, but it will be a stream at some point. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream there. Thank you to everyone who's watched the stream. I really do appreciate it a lot. And thanks Paul for being on the chat, mate. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone's enjoyed the stream. I've enjoyed the stream, so I hope everyone else has enjoyed the stream. And enjoy the rest of your day, and have a lovely weekend. And again, thanks for watching. Cheers.